guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I posted some analysis, but today we are going to go through some few pairs. Okay, we have Euro USD, USD ZAR, GBP JPY, Euro CAD, and some CFD pairs over here. We have US oil, Ethereum, and German 40. Okay, so we're going to go through these pairs. Of course, these are the pairs that I've chosen for you guys, but I have more pairs that are on our watch list. First, let's start with Euro USD. From the monthly time frame, you can clearly see that Euro USD is corrective to the downside. Okay, this is a corrective move to the downside. Potentially, if this price finishes this corrective move, then it might get another push to the upside. Yeah, finishing up this move that is forming over here. Okay, once we get done with this big move, that's why we'll get down the overall downside, because even this push to the upside, if you look at it, even this move to the upside, it's corrective. Yeah, this move is even corrective. This was the pattern that was to push the price down, but as you can see, if I'm to draw it the right way, we didn't get the third touch. Okay, we didn't get the third touch, meaning something else is forming and we might get more extension to the upside. Okay, so this overall move is corrective to the upside, meaning when the down move starts, is going to be a very long drop. Okay, so first and foremost, this is what I'm seeing over here. This is what I'm seeing over here, and I'm not sure if the down move is still complete, because looking at this, I expect this price to go up to these lows over here. I expect this price to come back all the way to these lows. So for me, I don't think we have started the big push to the upside. Okay, for me, I think we might still drop, even break this low. We might break this low. Once we have broken this low, that's where we'll start again to look for the push up, for the swings, for the long-term moves to the upside. Yeah, so we are still overall order flow of the market is still to the downside until we get this third touch down here. Okay, so what I'm taking with this buys over here, because on a lower time frame we're in buys, because this one is a monthly time frame, so I'm taking this as a pullback on a higher time frame. Okay, I'll be taking this as a pullback for more continuation to the downside, breaking this previous low over here. Once we break that previous low, that's why we can look again for our overall buys towards the upside. Okay, so on a higher time frame we are still biased to the downside, but on lower time frame, let's just go on lower time frame, we see what we have. So since it's on a downtrend, let me just invert it. Okay, now when we invite this pair, you can see we broke this high over here. Okay, this is the high that was broken. You can see price has come back to that area and it's reacting to it, and the pattern that made the drop was this one over here. This expanding pattern is the one that made that drop. Okay, nice. So that was the pattern. Let me just invert it back. So with this pattern over here, we expect a push to the upside. Okay, we expect a push to the upside, but to me, let's see, perhaps we can get a push even up to these areas over here, because this is where the big impulsive move started. Okay, so we might get a corrective move over here, might get this push all the way to these areas, then that's why we'll be looking again for ourselves towards the downside, because I'm seeing this to be a impulse, then this one to be a corrective move which made this pattern and broke this low, then a continuation to the upside. So with this setup, we might get some pattern forming in this region sometime in the future. So let's just see what's happening. We have that. Let's go on a lower time frame. On lower time frame, the price has reversed back to this key area, and it has reacted to that area, of which that's an obvious thing. The price has to react in key levels. Same thing as what happened in this area. You can see the price tapped, reacted to it. When it broke, came back corrective to that area and reacted to it. So even over here, it tried to give us some reaction. So we might get this reaction, because according to this candle, you can see this candle over here was so impulsive the upside. So the price has to look for an area where it can make that corrective move towards the downside before it finally break the upside. So I'm taking this one as a pullback because of this big candle. Then once that pullback has ended, we might get another push over there, perhaps forming this inverted head and shoulder pattern in this level over here. So this one looks good, guys, for buys. So on lower time frame, this one you can take it as a swing also, because it's quite a big pattern. Okay, so we can look for these buys from way low over here. Then we focus on wherever the price will go. But for me, I'll be looking to see the price going all the way to this area over here. Okay, I'll targeting those areas. So we'll see how it goes. So let's just continue going down. Let's go on a daily. So on a daily, the price was moving corrective towards the downside, and I had this pattern over here. Okay, I had this pattern right here, but you can see even this pattern, we didn't get the third touch. That's the problem. Okay, if we don't get a complete pattern, there is a high potential that something else is forming. Okay, so we might not even go all the way to that target that I've said. We might just push a little bit, maybe up to these highs, and then we continue with the move to the downside. Yeah, we might push all the way to these highs, then we continue the push to the downside, because this pattern wasn't complete. Okay, so the price impulse the upside very convincingly, because this was the last high that was broken. Okay, this is the last high that was broken. So with breaking of this high, which means on smart money concept, this is a change of character. Okay, so actually the first change of character was here when it broke this lower time frame key level. So this one was a change of character. Then when we broke this one, we had a break of structure. Okay, so upon that, the price has to pull back to the downside to a certain support level where the price will be looking to bounce up again. So we had this pattern over here. This was a very, very clean pattern for us to look for a continuation to the downside. We had this pattern together with this level over here. So this was a nice area to look for sales, but you can see the price extended, and now it's currently dropping again to the downside. So with this in mind, I expect the price to push back in to a support level, of which if we go down to a 4 hour, let's see. Yeah, so support level that I can see is these levels over here. Okay, I'm seeing the price tapping these areas for us to continue again towards the upside. So what we want to see right now, price react to this key area, give us a push up as a corrective move because of this impulsive leg over here. Then once we get this corrective move, we look for entries up to these areas. Okay, so I'm taking this as a corrective move, or after this impulsive wave over here. So once this corrective move is done, we'll be looking again for another buys to the upside. Okay, that's what I'll be looking over here in this pair on Euro USD. So for now, guys, wait for a pullback, wait for a corrective move over here, then look for an entry for you to enter the market. This price will tap this key area before it give us that pullback, because it has to find somewhere that it will support. Okay, these areas over here, it has to react. Okay, so that's it on Euro USD. Short-term sales coming, that's on Euro USD. Let's go to USD ZAR. USD ZAR start from the daily chart, and you can see from the daily chart, sorry about the noise, guys. From the daily chart, you can see this impulsive leg over here started all the way from these areas over here. Let me just go to a weekly, it might be much clearer. Yeah, you can see the impulsive leg started from these levels over here. So once this price broke this low, you can see this was the key low that was to be broken for us to confirm that there is a change of character, that the price is changing direction. Okay, so once the price broke this level, that's where we got this big corrective move toward the upside. And the order block that was a bit obvious with this one is this one over here, which the price reacted to it, and now it has pushed to the downside very nicely. You can see all those weak rejections over there, which was so nice to see. So once the price has reacted like this, what we need to do is look for our entry. Okay, because we already have the first impulse towards the downside. Now we need to look for entry over there. So when you go down to a daily, let me just put this back over here. So on a daily, we had a we had our entry somewhere. The first entry was in these levels. Let me just show you guys. You can see this was the high over here, and this is the key low over here, which was supposed to be broken. So once we have a break of this low, that means the price is changing direction. Okay, so upon breaking this low, we need to see the price push up again, corrective. We will break this area, guys. Remember, this is an inducement level. This corrective move over here, it will be broken. Okay, so don't look for any setup over here to sell to the downside. Wait for this area to be broken. Once it breaks, potentially we have this order block over here. We might break, correct all the way to these areas. Once we get this nice correction to these areas, that's why we'll be looking for a continuation to the downside. Okay, so first, overall right now is the price is towards the upside, corrective move to the upside. Yeah, so that's what we'll be focusing on at the moment. But when you go down to a lower time frame, you could have caught this move from this level. I remember talking about this this level over here. We had the pattern over here. We had this pattern, of which for me I didn't take because I didn't get confirmation entry. You can see the price, once it tapped this area, we broke the downside, very impulsive, small correction, and continued the downside. So I didn't get that corrective move over here for me to join in this trend. So with that in mind, I'm expecting, with this big push, I'm expecting a big corrective move over here for us to continue again to the downside. Yeah, so be alert on this area. This is the inducement level, guys. This is called inducement levels, where when price taps this area, because smart money people usually trade on these levels because they'll be looking to see the price reaction at this level, then they take the sales to the downside. But for me, this is usually inducement level, where price taps, tag you in, then breaks the upside, tag you out, then pulls back down. Again, some people will be looking to enter again once this push has started again to the downside, but this will be a pullback, then breaks again towards the upside up to the extreme order block, and then from there, that's why you see that big push to the downside. Okay, so don't be trapped in these areas. Okay, be alert on these areas. You don't usually take trade on this pullback over here, okay, when the push starts. So be alert, don't be trapped in those areas. So what we can look for right now is buys. Okay, right now we are looking for buys, and let me just draw that order block again. We'll be looking for buys up to these areas. If you want to learn more on this, guys, I have a mentorship program where I teach both Falcon and these order block entries. Okay, if you're interested, you can DM me. Links are in description. Also, I have a community channel where people discuss on their setups. Okay, so when you get into the free channel, Telegram channel, you'll get a link over there. So with this one, guys, what I'm seeing, first and foremost, we had this pattern over here, which pushed the price downside. Okay, this is the pattern that pushed the price downside, but you can see the price didn't fully commit because it broke down correctively. Okay, so with this corrective move, I still expect this price to push the upside, but the price currently has not shown us, has not given us that impulsive leg to convince us that this price is pushing to the upside. This one was the first impulsive leg over here. Okay, this was the first impulsive leg. So if you were to look for an order block, you could have waited for this price to tag these lows over here this week. Okay, because this week is the last sell to buy candle. Okay, so you could have waited for an entry in these levels, of which you could have been in right now. Okay, if you are looking for, on a lower time frame, this one should have been your entry in these levels. Okay, but you want to be, if you want to be more safe, you need to wait for a nice push towards the upside. So with this one, let's see if we can get a trend line. This was the trend line over here, which if you have to adjust, it was broken in these levels. The price came back down again, so you adjust all the way to these areas again. I'm expecting this level to be broken to the downside, so we'll still move the trend line until where the price will break convincingly and not come back inside in that trend line. That's where we'll know that this one now it has had a good push towards the upside, and we'll be waiting for a good pullback to enter the market. Okay, so for this one, focus on buys. Okay, focus on buys. I'll go more into details with my premium members on this one, because this one looks good. We can get an entry from these areas over here. Let's go on a 1 hour. Yeah, this one was a very nice entry, guys. This one over here was a nice entry. Yeah, this one was a nice entry. Could have gotten this one, but again there is another entry coming up over here, because since we have broken this high, which was the major lower time frame high, I expect this to be a pullback, a lower time frame pullback for a continuation to the upside. Yeah, so there is also another way you can enter this one over here. So this one looks nice, and I'll be looking to get an entry probably today or tomorrow, early tomorrow. Okay, so watch out on buys on USD ZAR, short-term buys. Next is GBP JPY. GBP JPY, it has yen pairs. It's been a while since I've traded yen pairs. Okay, but right now I am seeing something that convinced me that the pairs are ready for the drop. Okay, they are ready for the drop. So with GBP JPY, first we have this pattern over here. We had this pattern. Okay, this was the pattern that I'm seeing over here, and then we have that third touch. After the third touch, the price continued to the upside but correctively, and then impulse to the downside. So with after that impulse, what I'm expecting is the price to come back all the way to this order block at the top over here. As I said, guys, don't look for order block on this recent area, because this one is an inducement. This area needs to be broken before we get that we get those sales towards the downside. Okay, so don't be trapped in these levels. So this price needs to break a certain level for us to look for an entry again to the downside. Yeah, so I'm focusing on sales once the price tags these levels up there. Okay, so after that, let's see what you can get. My main target, first target will be in these levels, obviously, because this is where the impulsive leg started. But my overall target will be in these levels over here, because there is a high chance this price might continue pushing towards the upside. Okay, we might get maybe another push towards the upside. So going down to a 4 hour, what can you get? Okay, so on a 4 hour, you can see the price is pushing up corrective. So there is a possibility of one more drop towards the downside, and potentially it will be this level. Okay, potentially to be those levels. Then we get that big push, big corrective move again towards the upside to these levels, because the way the price is moving, it's very corrective, guys, very corrective. So if this price is to drop the downside, I'll be looking at these levels over here. This is the level I'll be looking to see the price reacts to it, because this one is there. This one is inducement levels. Don't look for them. The right area I'll be looking for the sales is this level, and perhaps even the pattern. I think I showed you guys the entry over here. I got these buys up to around these levels. That's where I closed my entries, which was a nice trade. Last week wasn't a good week for me, but at least I managed to recover my losses and small profits. Okay, you just need like 2 trades for you to be profitable during the week. You don't need many trades for you to be profitable. So you can see the price is moving corrective. Okay, the price has been moving corrective in this channel for a while now, and I'm expecting this price to get a drop very soon. So we'll be expecting one last drop, perhaps. If we get this one last drop to the downside, then we might get that push up to those levels, giving us this channel over here. Okay, we might get this channel over here. Okay, if we might get this channel over here, we might get this push all the way to these levels. We get that third touch lining up nicely with this order block in this level, demand zone over here. Then from there we'll get that push again to the upside up to this level over here, supply zone. That's why we'll be looking for another drop towards the downside. So currently on GBP JPY, we are looking for sales, guys. We are looking for sales. First target is always the 90% rule, always 90% rule. So our target will be in these levels over here, where this big candle began. Okay, this will be our first target over here. So be alert on this one also. This one is going to be a nice one, but if it breaks, always wait for confirmation, guys. Wait for that push, go down to a lower time frame for this pullback, and then you enter for this drop towards the downside. Because as I've told you guys, on the bigger time frame, we might continue all the way to this area, breaking this high over here. We might continue all the way to this area, corrective, or we might get that pattern over here, then we drop towards the downside again. Okay, so be alert on whatever will happen in these levels, but the sales looks nice. Okay, the sales looks nice in these levels over there. Next is EuroCAD. EuroCAD, let's see with EuroCAD what's happening. Okay, with EuroCAD the price has been pushing up but corrective, and we have just broken a major key high. Okay, this was the major key high over here. The price has broken it and is reacting back. Okay, and then we had a pattern in this level. This one was also a nice setup. So we had this pattern, we are having this pattern over here. You can see upon that third touch, the price started to react and is currently dropping towards the downside. Okay, we are dropping towards the downside. And if I'm to adjust this pattern, I can set it all the way to this level. Let me just adjust it to the recent areas. Okay, so this is the pattern that I'm seeing. Okay, so this is the pattern that I'm having over here, which was an expiring pattern, and currently the market has reacted nicely to a key area plus a third touch over there. So this one is nice. So we'll be looking for our entries. Then our overall target will be these levels over here. This is will be our levels to watch for. Potentially, if it breaks, we might continue towards the downside. But my first target will be this area. Then my other position, I'll be looking to set them at break even and just move with the trailing stop loss. So on a 4 hour, what do we have on a 4 hour? Okay, so on a 4 hour, the price is dropping nicely still. It's dropping nicely. Just adjust this. Okay, so on a 4 hour, we are clearly having a nice push towards the downside, and we haven't broken the major low. Let me just remove this. You can see from these areas, just draw this one. You can see this is the low that made this. Was this the overall high? No, this was the major high over here. So this was the low that created this new high. Okay, so once this low was broken, it means there's a change of character over there. So what we expect after this low being broken, we expect a pullback. This one is an inducement level, so don't look for any entry in this level. Look for an entry on top of it, which is this candle. Okay, look for an entry on top of this level. Don't look for this order block over here. So we'll be expecting this pull back up to these levels over here. Then from here we'll be looking for an entry again towards the downside. And then once we have another break of structure, we might look for another pullback for another entry again on certain levels over here. Okay, so with this one, the price looks much cleaner actually. This one price looks much cleaner for us to look for those trades. Looking at it, I think this one is as simple as it gets, guys. Look for a pullback all the way just to these areas. Okay, look for a pullback to those areas. Let's just go to our now. Let's see. Yeah, look for a pullback those areas. Just wait for this. This is on this lower time frame downtrend. This is the major key high which has been formed recently. So this one needs to be taken out before the price continues towards the downside. So wait for the pullback. Wait for this pullback to come all the way to this area. Then we look for our sales towards the downside. Okay, guys. Just need to be patient with these entries. They will come. They will come, guys. So let's see. Can we take advantage of the buys? Let's see. Okay, the buys, they don't look that profitable because it's less than 100 pips move. So this one can happen within 2 days or so. So with this one, it can happen in 2 days time. So just wait on this one. This one looks so nice, guys. This one looks so nice. Wait on this one. We'll be taking it all the way to these levels down here. Okay, this one looks so nice. Okay, next let's go to CFDs. We start with US oil. Oh, US oil, I think this one was done. Okay, I didn't close my setups. Okay, so on US oil, let's just continue, but I forgot to rub my setups. On US oil, we were looking for this value area and the order block over here. So as you can see, the price tapped the value area and the order block the same time, and price reacted to it, okay, of which it was a nice one to see. So currently what I'm expecting on this price is a push towards the upside, either corrective or impulsive, wherever the price will form. Because for me right now, I'm seeing if the price gives us this structure, this is the structure that I'm seeing, then I'm taking this as the middle section. Okay, I'm taking this as the middle section of this pattern over here. So if this is the middle section, then I'll be looking for this push all the way to these areas, breaking this high. After breaking this high, that's why I'll be looking for another drop towards the downside. Okay, so what we'll be looking for on this one is a clear push in price. Right now we can get an entry. Actually we can get an entry over here, because you can see we just had this first push towards the upside. Now we are getting this push over here. Perhaps you might get another push to the downside, then you get that push again towards the upside. So let's see if we can get an order block on 15 minutes perhaps. Let's see. So on a 15 minutes, you can see this order block right here. So what I'm expecting this price to do, you can see this was the impulse, this one is corrective move towards the upside. So I expect a drop to the downside up to these levels. Then from these levels, that's where we'll look for a push again towards the upside, because this is the pattern I'm seeing. Once you get this push, you get us another lower time frame correction, then we enter the buys towards the upside. So this one looks nice for buys, but this one is a very early entry. This is a very early entry, which you can take it, or you can wait for a higher time frame confirmation. Okay, you can wait for a higher time frame confirmation. Okay, this one looks so nice, guys. It looks nice. So let's just wait on it. You see how it goes. For me, I'll be waiting for that entry. If it takes me out, I'll be focusing again on higher time frame entries, because higher time frame on this pair usually forms so nice. So the inner trend that I can see right now is this one. Okay, this is the trend that I'll be waiting to see if it gets broken. So if this pair comes back this level, push up, correct, then breaks this area. Once we break this level, that's why we'll be looking to see that bigger time frame pullback for entry towards the upside. So this will be the safest entry, but if you know what you're doing, then on lower time frame you can get this way earlier entry over here for you to get in these early buys over here, which looks nice. Let's see. Yeah, that one looks nice, guys. This one looks nice because oil has been corrective on up move and on down move. Okay, this one, it has been corrective. You can see from this one it has been corrective. On the down move also has been corrective, but I'll be looking to see this price going all the way, breaking this high. And my target is in this value area. I have a very higher time frame value area in these levels. I won't go into details on this one. It's a long-term move yet. It's yet when we get here, that's where we'll talk about. But this is my long-term target in this level. That's why I'll be looking to get those drops again towards the downside. Okay, guys. So watch out on oil on this lower time frame over here. Looks so nice. Next is Ethereum. It's been a while since I talked about crypto, but let's talk about Ethereum. With Ethereum, you can see the price had a push over here. The price had a nice push towards the upside in these levels, and so we're expecting a pullback to the downside. And if we were to look for our order block, this was our order block, the last area where the price started the push towards the upside. So this is the area that I was looking the price to come and tap. Okay, and we had a pattern over here. So with this pattern, I expect the price to have a push up, which is going to be a nice one, because for me, I'm expecting to see this pattern over here. Okay, once this pattern completes, that's why I'll be looking for another drop towards the downside, okay, up to the target that we have discussed for quite a while. We have an order block on these levels over here, so that's where I'll be looking for my long-term buys on crypto. Okay, but for now, we are on this corrective move over here. So my first entry on this pair was the sales. I was waiting for my entry around these levels over here. Okay, I was waiting for my entry on these levels over here, because once I saw this first one being taken out, you can see this one is the one that I was waiting for it to be taken out. Tap this level, then we take it to the downside, but it didn't tap my area, so I did get an entry on this one. Okay, after that I didn't look, I did not look again on crypto, but I could have gotten another entry in these levels over here, which when we go to a lower time frame we'll see. So right now I'm biased towards the upside, guys, but we are still forming this corrective move after this big green candle over here. So this one looks nice as a correction for another push towards the upside. So let's go down on a 4, see what we have. Okay, so as I said, guys, this area was a nice area to look for an entry in these levels, and let me just draw it right here. There was this level over here, which I was not concentrating on this one, but I had a level on this pair somewhere in these levels. Let's see where this candle you can see it close from this area. So I can say from these levels, let me see, if we mark this area over here from this week up to let's see, this level over here, I'm trying to look for that gap. Okay, I'm trying to look for that gap. So you can see, for me, you can see the only gap I can see over here is this small one over here, in these levels over here. So I did expect this gap to be taken out. So I expected this price to fill this gap over here. Once we fill this gap, of course, by filling this gap, it had to go past it. So once we went past this gap, okay, because you can see this is the candle that took liquidity of the previous candle. Okay, so order to look for right order block, you look for a candle that took liquidity of the previous candle, of which the order block wasn't the green one, but the order block was the red one, because it's the one that took liquidity of the previous candle. Okay, guys, that's how you look for the right order block. So once I had this fair value gap over here, my area to watch was in these levels, from where the gap began up to the top over here. This is the area that I was waiting for the price to tap, and I did draw that level, but I was not paying attention to this pair. It was not on my watch list for quite a while. So the price came back to that level, tapped, and again once it tapped on lower time frame, again it gave us another entry in this area. So this one was also another entry that I could have entered on, and the price broke to the went to the downside. So this one was a nice one. In fact, Bitcoin had a very nice entry, because on Bitcoin this pattern over here was a clean 3-touch pattern. This one wasn't a clean 3-touch pattern because the price didn't give us a 3rd touch, but on Bitcoin this one was a very, very clean 3-touch pattern, and the price broke to the downside. So on Bitcoin it was so nice to see it. So on down here over here, we are expecting a buys, guys. We're expecting a buys on this pair, because on Ethereum, this bigger time frame pattern is clearer on Ethereum than on Bitcoin. Okay, so once you can see, this one is a clear corrective move. After this impulse, this one is a clear corrective move to the downside for potential move again towards the upside. So this one we can go to a lower time frame. We look for an order block. As I said, guys, don't look for entry on this order block over here, because this is the corrective move. After this, then this impulsive move happens. So this one needs to be taken out before we look for other potential buys towards the upside. Okay, so let's go down to a lower time frame. We look for an order block. Let's look for an order block down here. Okay, so we can use also the trend line to look for it. Our trend line will be like this. Okay, let me just minimize this one. So let's see. So this is the area where the first change of character happened from these levels. This is the first change of character, meaning the area you should look for an entry is not this level, because this one is the inducement. So we can either come to this area, okay, we can either come to that area or the extreme zone, of which the extreme zone is this last red candle, of which it has high chance of coming to this extreme one over here. Okay, so these are the two areas you should be looking for your entry, and it looks so close. Actually, we're in that area. You can see we're in the second one. So this extreme one is the one that we should be looking at for an entry, and we are currently at that area, guys. This one looks so nice because the move the downside is so corrective, and we have this pattern over here. Okay, so this is the corrective move that's happening on Ethereum, and it looks so nice. This looks so nice, guys. Don't miss out on this one. So with this one we are almost ready. Perhaps this one might start today or tomorrow morning maybe. So with this one we can go and tap this third touch over here, and then the buy starts to kick in. Or since we're already at our demand zone, we might start to push from the way it is right now. So what you can do is to wait for a nice convincing push towards the upside. Okay, wait for that convincing push, perhaps maybe up to this area, which will be the inducement level. Then it will give us that corrective move towards the downside, and then that's why we'll be looking for our buys. So this one will be an early entry, okay, of which it looks so nice, guys. This one looks so nice. Or better yet, you can even wait for this trend line over here to be broken. Okay, you can wait for this trend line to be broken, and then you look for your entry. But for me, this one looks nice. So don't miss out on this one. This one is an obvious buy. This one is an obvious buy towards the upside, and since this one is a bigger, you can see this one is a bigger time frame pattern, so we might get very nice profits from this one. So don't miss out on Ethereum. Looks so good. And lastly, we have German 40. Indices have been so nice, guys. Indices have been nice. Indices and gold have been so nice. So on this one over here, you can see the price started, the big impulsive wave started from this level. After this level, that's where we started getting this descending channel over here, and now we have pushed again towards the upside. So on this push to the upside, my minimum target that I expect this price to go to is on these areas. Let me just go to a higher time frame to get a clear area to look at. These levels over here. Okay, so this is my first target that I'll be looking, but I'm expecting the price to go all the way to these areas. Okay, but let's not go all the way to those areas because it's still far. We are looking at this level currently. So this is the level that I'm expecting the price to tap. Then we might get another drop to the downside, because if I'm to draw a bigger structure on this one, we are having this expanding pattern. So there is more down move to come, guys. There is more down move to come. They push the upside on dollar pair is just a bigger time frame corrective move, okay? But the push towards the downside is still coming. It's still coming. You can see even on German 40 and most indices, actually, even on US 30, we are having these same patterns, okay? So you can see with this one, we are still this was the first impulsive wave of this down move. This is the first impulsive wave. So I'm expecting this to be the pullback. Okay, once this pullback ends, we get another drop towards the downside. Okay, I'm expecting this is the first pullback on this higher time frame downtrend. This is the first pullback. So I expect one more drop towards the downside. Minimum target will be on these lows. Okay, but guys, we are about to sell hard. We are about to sell hard on indices, especially. We are about to sell hard. So let's just be patient on them. On this one, let's talk about this one much deeper. So you can see after this push the downside, the price started moving down corrective towards the downside. And now the fact that we have impulsed aggressive towards the upside, breaking this key area, you can see this was the key area that was broken over here. So upon breaking this key area, we have a change of character. So we expect a pullback. Okay, we expect a pullback towards the downside. At least 50% of this move. Okay, 50% of this move, it can be, let's see, 50% of this move, yeah, right around this level, at least these levels. Once we get that 50% move, we will be looking for another buy up to these areas over here, up to these levels of ours. Then from there, we'll be looking for our big sales towards the downside. Okay, so more sales are to come, but for now, since we know we're on a down move, let's look for sales. Let's look for sales, and let's look for the demand zone in these levels where the price might bounce back up again. Okay, so drawing our trend line, you can see the trend line was broken on these levels, impulsive. So, and you can see this area is the level on when you go to a lower time frame, this level was where the price opened with a gap and it filled and then pushed to the upside. So we might come back all the way to these lows over here before we push towards the upside. So let's go down to a lower time frame and see what's happening. So on lower time frame, we had this pattern forming. We had this pattern. As I said, guys, if a pattern does not complete like this one was a very nice pattern, but it didn't complete and price broke towards the upside, meaning there is something else forming in these areas and the price will still push towards the downside even further. That's why this pattern did not play out as expected. So since this one did not play out, let's adjust this one for these levels. I'll be looking at this. Then this one we adjust it again to these areas. Yeah, so you can see this is an expanding pattern which formed. Okay, so this expanding pattern, we are currently at our third touch, and also if you look on the left, you can see the big push towards the downside over here. So we have our order block in these levels, of which the price has reacted. It is not yet there, so let's just be patient with it. This one is so close. So this push towards the downside, we don't expect it to go all the way and break this low. Okay, this one is a pullback, as we have said, guys. This one will be a pullback. So this pattern is giving us more confidence to that pullback. Okay, so we'll be expecting this pullback to the downside all the way, perhaps maybe to this order block or this order block, whichever it might be. Then we expect then another push again towards the upside. This is what I'll be expecting. So with this one, we'll adjust our pattern from this low level to this area and this area. Then this one will adjust it from this area to this one. Okay, so this is how we'll be moving with the pattern, the way it's shaping up. Okay, but for now, let's just look at this one. So we are biased towards the downside currently. Okay, we are biased towards the downside, and let's look for the right order block that we can use. Let's look for the right order block. So we need to first we need to locate the inducement levels before anything. And we haven't tapped the order block, the supply zone. So let's just be patient with this one. It's not yet ready. Once we get the push the downside, the clear push to the downside, then we get a corrective move. That's why we'll be looking for an entry. But for now, the price is not yet ready. Okay, let's see what we can get. Let's see. Okay, so for me, this area looks nice for continuation towards the upside, this level. And you can see this pair looks as this entry looks similar like Euro USD, because these pairs that are being affected by dollar, they have shaped up almost the same. Okay, so this is the pullback that I'm expecting. This is the pullback that I'm expecting up this level, then the price again to push towards the upside. Some people will be looking for this level because this is the area where you can see this big clean candle over here. So some people will be looking for an order block in these areas for an entry. Sorry about the noise, guys. So since they have this big candle, they'll be expecting the price to tap here and enter. But for us, we know this area is an inducement level, so it will be broken. Once it gets broken, we tap the right order block over here, and then we look for overall buys towards the upside. Okay, this is what we'll be targeting. So for now, we are focusing on the sales. Okay, we are focusing on the sales. So let's look at the top over there if we can get our entry. Let's see. So on this pair, what we can do right now, we can come up with our trend line either from the bottom or from the middle section, whichever that will be broken nicely. So you can see with this trend line, this one is the best trend line to look for a break. Okay, once we break this trend line, that's why we'll know that the price is pushing towards the downside. But you can see this one is still far. Okay, you can catch this entry way earlier than this. Okay, this one is the safest way to look for an entry on this trend line, because this is the overall trend line. But for us, we need to cut this way earlier than this. So this one will be like adding position for us. This will be adding position. So this will be our first one. Let's look for our second one. So let's look for an early entry. You can see this will be the first trend we could have had. So we adjust it to this area. So you can see with this one, since we had this anchor point and the price broke it, you can see it broke it and continued moving up. So you adjust it to this level, and right now you can see what's happening at the top. We are still corrective, so potentially this price will still be corrective, breaking the trend line. So we'll keep moving with it up to the area where the price will break it impulsive. Once the price breaks it impulsive, okay, that's why we'll be looking for the lower time frame pullback, and then we break the downside. Then we look for this bigger pullback to add more entry towards the downside. Okay, this is what we'll be looking at, and that will happen when let's look for you can see this the low. This is the recent low, not even this one. This one is the recent low. This is the recent low that has made this high, because this is a new high. Okay, so this we will be waiting for this area to be broken. Okay, so once this major low over here will be broken, that's where this pullback will start coming. Okay, that's where this pullback will start forming, and once we break to the downside, that's why we'll be looking for the overall pullback, the bigger pullback, once we have this area broken over here, because some people will be trapped over here to look for buys, of which it will be just a pullback, and then the price will go again against them. Okay guys, so that's it for this week guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers guys.